Glow, glow, hey, yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, what do you say? Coming up. Yeah. Come up now. Come on, stop me. Come on. You coming up.
Hello, everybody. Come on in here. Morgan, you smiling so bright. I don't think I've seen you smile like that, or either I have never paid any attention to it.
I don't know. I got a nap today, so maybe that's
okay. All right, that's good. Welcome everybody to the Hop series. We are back, and it's Tuesday, and it's time for our show, and it's time for us to interview yet another phenomenal woman, entrepreneur, and we have a special treat for tonight, but we're not going to spill the beans just yet because we want people to come in and join us and let us know where you're coming in from, where you're tuning in from. Tag and share this out. We want everybody to come on in and join us this evening. Today has been a busy day. Like, I really have not gotten any of the work done that I wanted to do or needed to do. So my cousin that I'm living with had a total knee replacement on August the 21st. So, but she's doing really well. She's doing really, really well, getting around great. So today she had a couple of appointments and she asked me if I would take her because she's really not technically not supposed to be driving yet, but she has been only if necessary. But I'm here. So we were out. I told my mom we were out gallivanting in the streets today. So that's what we did. And it was a full day. Like, I got back just in time enough to get a snack and sit down and try to get set up and ready to go for tonight. But all in all, it was a good day. The weather wasn't too hot here. I think we're coming to where it's kind of leveling off, where it's not going to be in triple digits. So it was good. So
nice.
Your day.
It was good. I didn't check off all the things that I would have liked to on my list today. But like I said, I got a nap, which was good. It was kind of necessary. I've been ripping and running, just getting off of doing a 3-day festival, making sure that all the food, vendors and stuff were coordinated. Everything like that was together. Grabbed another placenta. I delivered like 4 placentas yesterday and then picked up another one as soon as I got home. Got a phone call. Hey, just had a baby. Can you pick up the placenta? So it was like out 4 and in 1 more. So
wow, but that's good because that's just constant money coming in for doing that, and then you get to create something great for the families for them to have forever and ever. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Plus, I miss my nanny baby.
Oh,
she's in daycare now.
Oh,
so now I have to make special plans to just go hang out with her. I saw her last week though, which was really excited. She missed me. She she's a very anti-people person. So it's really funny. So I got this huge hug and she was just very warm. And I'm like,
oh,
you broke my heart. You missed me too. I missed you too, girl. So yeah.
So I'm glad that you were able to get a nap today. That's very important. Because you're always moving and going and doing. So to be able to get that in is great.
It's part of me prioritizing myself a little bit more and trying to really find that balance. Because technically I don't, we don't have clock out times. We're always clocked in. So, to find that time sometimes where your body's like, no, you need to sit down, for real, to be able to do that is, definitely a blessing.
And we've talked about that quite a bit on several shows about finding that balance, especially with entrepreneurship and knowing when it's time to take a rest and not feeling guilty about it. And I still have not mastered that yet because I'm not working like the traditional job, 9-to-5 job. So when I start to get a little sleepy, it's like, no, I can't go to sleep. I need to try to find something to do. And my body's like, dude, I need you to lay down here.
That's how it actually was this weekend. with like the festival because I'm normally cooking. So to be on the other end of things where I'm just facilitating, like the entire time I'm like, I'm leaving money on the table. I could totally be making like, do you know what you made the last time you did this festival? Like, you know what I mean? Just in general. But what I did accomplish there was I feel like a lot greater. So in the end, like we just gotta trust this process.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we are getting that much closer to me coming to you.
I know.
Which I will tell you that going to BWI is not cheaper than going to Philly. So
okay. I was like, for me going somewhere, it is, but I was interested to find out if it was the same for you. Okay, so cool. Philly, it is.
So I'm going to fly into Philly. So then I have to work out where I'm going to, you know, the hotel and then transportation from the airport, you know, all those moving pieces there. So I'm going to get all that taken care of because I don't want to wait till the last minute. They're like 5 something now, which round trip for where I'm coming really isn't too bad, but I don't want to wait till they're like 700-800 because there were some that were that high.
Definitely. Oh, really? Well, I was like, take a look. Like I was telling you about that Hopper app. The Hopper app does a good job of letting you know whether or not it's going to go up or down, and then you can kind of, you know, go by that. I'll take a look and see if we have any kind of discount or whatever. But once you get here, girl, don't even worry about it unless you're trying to like be maneuvering around and, you know, rent a car. But if you're not, we'll drop you off. I'm right down the street from the venue, so we can, like I said,
we're gonna work that out. I'm excited. I'm very excited. It's like coming up on me because when I come there, I will have just left Houston for our conference for our business, and then there and then back. And there's something else. Oh, I'm supposed to be getting. I was nominated for an award, and I got to see the date. It's sometime in October, like, and it's in North Carolina. Shoot, I don't even remember what it is.
Nice.
I pulled up, so I got to check that. It's just a lot. It's just constantly going, but it's cool. It's cool. This is my life. This is how it's been. So today we have, before we do that, next Tuesday is our He Said, She Said panel, because that's the last Tuesday in the month, correct?
Are we already there?
Yes, we are. Next Tuesday will be the 26th.
Well, I surely have some good ideas, so can't wait to get off this to talk to you about that.
Yes. So we will let everyone know what our topic for He Said, She Said will be next Tuesday. But what we want is for you to participate. So this is not weird. You know, having entrepreneurs on, we just want male and female to come on. We'll have a topic. We will give you the link. You can pop in, you can stay on. We want discussion from the male and female perspective on our topic, and we will let you know what that topic will be. I'm excited about your ideas because you come with some good stuff, so that's your baby. I'm gonna let you have that. You know, you come up with that. You came up with that.
They're always welcome, but every now and then it'll be like, ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, we have some good topics for the He Said, She Said. So that's coming up. If you have not subscribed to the House of Peach, we want you to do that so you will stay abreast of everything that's going on with us, events, and when we're on live, anything extra that's going on. So at some point in time, we will have a QR code to come up and you can scan it right there on your phone. You can go to the House of Peach Facebook page, YouTube channel, everything that we have going on. It'll show you everything, and you will know when we are on live, when we are watching, when you can watch us, and all of that great stuff. So we want more. So share this out with multiple people. Let them know about the House of Peach. I get all this great feedback. We enjoy the show. You have some great people on and some great discussion. Okay, share it out. Share it out so more people can know. Someone scanned the QR code. Did you see that? It says someone scanned the QR code.
Oh, is that what that was? Oh, okay.
I've never seen that before, so that's pretty cool.
Hey, Corey. Hey, Corey.
Hey, Corey. For everybody who scanned so far, thank you. So today we have a very special treat. So In January, Morgan and I became the hosts of House of Peach, the series, and we wanted to put the CEO, director, president, all of that in the hot seat today because we want to find out some more information about what was going through that beautiful brain of hers when she decided to start this. So we want to know where it came from and how the dream was birthed and all of that. So we're going to have none other than Pierce Peach McCoy join us so we can now ask her all the questions that we ask all of our entrepreneurs. Hi, beautiful. She's here. She's here. So you have dodged us all this time.
It's like the wizard behind the curtain.
Right. You've been able to dodge us, and now you could not run and hide any longer. And you know what? That must have been the divine thing that dropped for me to put in our group to say, you know, you can come on and we can talk about this and that. And then Morgan, she co-signed it. So it was a done deal. And I know you were probably saying, no. Yes. And here you are. So we are happy to have you on. Number one, because you thought enough of us to allow us to take your baby and to host this and put our ideas into it. And I hope that we are doing well for you and making it what you want it to be. Thank you. That's our goal.
Yeah.
Not knowing what we were getting into. And I want to say this is how I became one of the hosts of this show. A friend of mine that I did some community work with in Philly saw your post about wanting new hosts for the show, and he tagged me. And when I got it, I'm like, oh, this sounds pretty interesting. Let me go ahead and see what this is about. When we had the Zoom meeting, I was the only one on this Zoom meeting. And I'm like, is anybody else coming on this meeting? Came on. It was just me and Peach. And I'm like, okay. So I told her about myself. She told me about the show. And she's like, is this something that you would be interested in? Sure. Yeah. And then within 2 days, she messaged me and said, there's another young lady that's interested in hosting the show with you, but you got to interview her. I do. Wait a minute. I just started here. And then when I called Morgan, we hit it off and started talking like old friends, like we've known each other forever. I have not laid physical eyes on her yet in person. So this is how we got started, and we worked it out. And then January 25th, there we are on here.
Well, I guess I have been following for a while, but
Really?
I had never really met Pierce in person either. So when I saw the post, I had actually just applied for another podcast, but the timing just wasn't right. And a couple of other things kind of just rubbed me the wrong way. So when I saw the post, I was like, why not? So then, yeah, when she hit me and was like, sure, you can go ahead and do an interview and we've already have a host. You want to be a co-host? That was like the fastest thing that kind of came in, but the best thing that I think I could have ever said yes to.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. I really am. This has been by far the best, 9 months, 10 months? Yeah, it's been that. It's been great.
Exactly. So look, how we get here, Pierce, how we get here.
Where did this start? Let's go from the okay. No, let's do you like we do everybody else. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Peach? Tell us about Peach.
Jack of all trades, creator of Hop, the series, and the nonprofit. I'm also the director and founder of another nonprofit, Iron Me Inc. Basically, I can run down everything that I could do. You probably wouldn't have asked me what I can't do because I could do just about anything. But I was listening to y'all. Great introduction. Thank you. I'm glad to have y'all on board, and I think that the show is going great. And to all the ladies that are watching, I absolutely love you guys. I love the information sharing. It's not just about the entrepreneurship. You hit people from all different angles, and I like that piece. The religion piece, the inspiration piece. And that's sort of like what, hop is intended for, what it was created for. Because sometimes you can be a jack of all trades, such as myself, but you may not have the knowledge to do what you want to do, turn it into a business, or you might not have that support. So that's what hop is, knowledge and support.
Mm, I
I like
like
that.
that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Because we have, from the shows that we've done, we've gained knowledge, gained information, and then people have been able to get things to help. Like last week, we had Frederica on talking about juicing and how it's helped her with her fibromyalgia. And then others, and then we had Jasmine come on, who's the trucker, to talk. I still, every time I see a truck, think about that show and what we learned. So we get the information and we connect people. So then you find out, okay, this person has what I need. Let me go on their inbox, or let me go on their page and let me connect with them. So I'm glad that we've been able to do that, because I believe that that's really what it's about. Not just, yes, we want to talk about your business, but let's talk about you as a whole.
Yeah,
Let's get to the heart of things. And that's great. That's what people really they want that. They need that. You never know who's watching that needs that. So that's good.
exactly. So here's a question for you. What although I know you said you wanted to be able to, inspire others, what is your why, or what was your reasoning for really starting both I am me and Hop the series?
That is an excellent question. I'll say IME is the first baby. For those of you that's watching right now, IME is the LGBTQ plus nonprofit. Um, it's about helping allies to become better allies and educating the community, the LGBT, the alphabet gang, about one another. So that's what that is. And of course, you already know what HOP is, but the inspiration for it all, I'll say, is because of my upbringing. I was raised, I'll say this. We're going to keep it real here so everybody can get touched, and hopefully I can impact some lives here.
All
There we
right.
go.
I'm a second generation adopted child, meaning that my mom was adopted and then she left me with the people that adopted her.
Hmm.
So when you are blessed that way and fortunate to be raised by great people, you want to in turn take and help other people.
Mhm.
Now, the male, my grandfather, I was raised, well, actually raised by my uncle, but he would be my grandfather. He was a man that was so inspirational, so powerful. He used to always say to me, listen, you could do anything out here. All y'all need to do is be smarter than a dummy.
Mm.
I used to say, smarter than a dummy? Well, yeah. I come from the generation where we can't read or write,
Mm.
but we do everything that y'all do.
Hmm.
Wow.
Dummy.
Mm.
So I take all of, as far as generational wealth, I was raised to always go for that, always raised to try and do anything. There's nothing out of your reach. And I'm
Mm.
always trying to outsmart a dummy. So I
Mm.
impart that all to you. So when I think about how I was raised and what I could have been, I grew up in Newark, New Jersey. If you know anything about that, a lot of
Wow,
people
it's
don't make it
the
out.
ground. Yeah.
People don't make it out. What is if you heard of it, the bricks?
Mm.
Some of us don't make it out. I'll say 95% of my friends are doing exactly what all the other people are doing in that neighborhood. Now, if you don't know about Newark, it looks like The Wire. It looks like all the other typical black shows that you see with drugs and fiends and all of that. And sometimes that's the only example people have.
Mm.
So I'm in the fortunate five of the 100%. because 95% of with aren't here where I am. So who am I that was blessed to have wonderful people raise me, to give me wisdom and knowledge, to believe in myself, not to share that with somebody else?
Mm.
So that's why I do what I do.
Mm. Wow. And I'm glad that you have that, because you could have grown up selfish. Even with everything that you've been given, you could have had a selfish heart and like, I'm just going to do this for me and forget the rest of y'all. Y'all haven't done anything for me, and I'm just going to get this and I'm going to do this. But you weren't that way. And I appreciate that. And so many people that you have touched, I'm sure they appreciate it. And we do ourselves and others a disservice when we have that attitude, where we don't want to help, we don't want to be of service, we don't want to be an assistant. You know, when I think about, you know, I'm going to hit it on the spiritual side. When Jesus came, that's what he was. He helped people, he served people, he did things for them. So we in turn should do the same thing. So you had the support that you needed, even in the environment you were living in. Was it difficult for you to not gravitate to what everybody else was doing? Or because of the support you had, did it make it easier for you to just stay on that right path to get out?
Well, I never looked on that dark negative side because, in addition to my support system, I always had a spiritual background,
Mm-hmm.
spiritual awareness that kept me from doing that, where I can always see the outcome of, if I was to take this journey, if I was to do this, this is where I would be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would get a little deeper, but I'll just say this. I see things, and I've always saw pieces of my life, and I'll just fill in the rest of the journey.
Mm-hmm. So you've been given a gift that you utilize for good, and not and to keep you on the right path, instead of ignoring it and just going over here because you already know what the outcome is. And that's good, because so many people don't have that, and they're just out here, let me try this, let me try that, and they're just doing stuff, but you already see it, and it's like, oh, I see where that's going to go. Okay, let me not take it that way, let me go this path, which is good. So when did you start this series here where you were doing this podcast? When did that start?
It started the day y'all decided to do it. um, I don't know. The day that I put out the advertisement, I said, "Hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to create this nonprofit. I need to reach I need to reach business owners. I need to build that network, and then I want to take it and turn it into a resource so we can reach those little girls that don't have the knowledge base and the know-how." So, how am I going to do this? I'm going to make this post, and I'm going to find posts, because I want to be the host. I don't want it to be about me. I'm on several different platforms doing several different things, and this is not a me thing, it's a we thing.
Right. So you mean to tell me that this wasn't airing before we started? Like we were it? Morgan, do you
Yep.
hear that?
I really definitely did not know that.
I didn't either. I thought that you had already had this
Yeah.
podcast and we just came to take it and run with it, because you were like, oh, they've seen enough of me, I want some new faces. So you literally started this the beginning of this year. Wow. Now I feel even more special.
Like extra special. It's funny. So first off, I did not know that you were an adoptee. I am as well. And I know that over the last like few years, I have specifically been asking God to place other adoptees in my life, in my circle, that are doing a lot of positive things, because sometimes there's a lot of negativity, and a lot of darkness that is around adoption. Even in the most rosiest and nicest of situations, there is, some darkness in it. So I just want to say thank you for either being obedient, saying, "Hey, this is, what I want to do," because we typically as adoptees are giving and giving and giving, because that's a comfortable space to be in, to try to counteract that rejection. Um, but I feel like what you have created here is a super beautiful thing, um, for a lot of people. For a lot of people. And it makes me feel even more grateful to, be chosen and very much a part of it. So with that being said, to piggyback off of what April was asking, how do you feel as, I guess, how your upbringing has brought you to this place? Like you said, your uncle, your grandfather was very integral part in, you not being parts of the streets. But what, I guess, what else would you say was your drive? Is it just who you are, or was it even more of an influence that got you to a place where you're like, you know what, I can be like this, but I'm choosing another path. Especially when it
It's
comes to
just
entrepreneurship, because there's not a lot of us that are out here owning nonprofits. We definitely aren't throwing together festivals and all the other things that you're doing. So, like you said, a jack of all trades. Where exactly did a lot of that come into play?
I think it's just innate.
Okay.
Um, like I'm adopted, but I was adopted inside the family. So the traits that he has, I guess he probably saw them in me, and he just
Cultivated.
yeah, he cultivated it, and he never let me forget. Like the typical childhood raising where you were playing with toys and stuff. Yes, I played with toys.
And then the screen goes black.
I know. I was
Wait,
on bated breath and
what
hook.
was
Okay.
that? No,
It
right?
was so weird, Middletown. But
That middle down.
but like I was saying, I mean, he is my biological uncle, same traits, same everything. He recognized it, he cultivated it. Um and this is the funny part. He didn't have any boys. So when you don't have the boys, you got to insert it somewhere so you start beaming down on that one child that you figure could absorb everything, and just everything took off from there. So whatever he learned, I learned. Whatever he knew, I knew. If it was anything that I felt that I should know, it was always, encouraging word. If you should know, then you go figure out how to. Seek the information. He used to always tell me that between
And she,
ever told me that everyone might like this. He said, we pay for all of these things. We pay for people ideas all the time. We even pay for somebody's idea to create school. Why wouldn't people pay for yours?
wow.
He used to always, just because when you don't read, you always assessing the world.
Right.
So like we would be sitting out on a porch, 10 years old. He would say, "Come here for a second. You see all these girls wearing these sundresses? Yeah, that means they're cheap to get. All you need to figure out is where they got it from." So that's the mindset he had, and sort of like how I think.
So have you always been as creative as you are? Because you have a lot of talents for decorating and design and these nonprofits. Did that start with you as a child and you just kind of went with it and it grew and grew as you got older?
Not the deck, well, the decor, that's just I'm not even going to say a female thing. I'm not even going to stereotype. I've always been that type of person that like nice things and putting things together. I can't even begin to tell you when that started. I was a little girl trying to paint and do different things just because my grandfather showed me how to do those things.
Mm-hmm.
If I saw him sheetrock and, well, you know what, that's interesting and fix it, well, let me try to sheetrock. But the earliest thing that I can say that helped me on my journey, the very first thing was the invention of the computer and me knowing how to use the computer. So I say that's the very first thing I tried to do. And I, again, hats off to my grandfather because he invested into that. Oh, a computer, I think I might should know how to do it. Oh no, you're not gonna might know how to do it. You're gonna know how to use this because this is gonna be what gets you your money. He told me that when I was maybe 11, 12.
Wow. So, for those of you that are just now joining us, we have Pierce, we call her Peach McCoy, who started House of Peach and a number of other nonprofit organizations, and she's been able to dodge us since January, but today is her day. So, we wanted to get the inspiration behind how House of Peach started, and she's running it down for us, giving us her family history and background, which we are learning things that we didn't know, like this series, this podcast just started in January when you saw Morgan and I on the screen. Like, I just cannot even, it just blows my mind. Like, are you serious?
Yes.
Really? So,
Exactly.
that's great. So what that does for me, I'm just going to tell you, I'm like Morgan. You feel even more honored to know that we were a part of the beginning of this. But what that does for me, it also gives me that much more drive and determination to make this what you envision it to be even more. So now I know when I get off here, it's like, okay, what else can we do? What else can we add? What else can we do to make it even, I can just see Morgan. Come on, girl, what are we gonna do? Let's do this. Oh, what about that? And just to expand it, because that's special to be at the foundation and building of something, as opposed to people that come in where the foundation's already been laid. Yes, you're going to add some great things to it, but to be like the trailblazers to start it and then grow and help it to grow, that's a big thing.
Yeah, you trusted two people you didn't even meet. Like, that's huge.
Right.
I'm glad we were authentic online. Like, goodness gracious.
Look, this is how we are. We coming in just like like this.
But who said I didn't meet you before? Who said I've never saw you before?
That is true.
True that.
That is true.
Especially with a discerning spirit as you have.
Exactly.
We'll take that. We'll take that.
So what does your family think about what you're doing, what you have done, and what you're doing now? What are they saying to you now? Is her screen frozen for you too?
Yes.
Okay. Peach, your
I'm
screen
not
is
frozen. I see you guys.
Okay.
I'm moving now.
You were frozen.
Now you're moving. You're good.
Now you're moving.
My family loves everything that I do. They are ecstatic. My mom just loves it all. She loves that I am my authentic self. My daughter, she loves it. Both of my everyone just loves everything that I do. In fact, my daughter, I could tell you this, she suggested that I do something like this. She said, "Mom, you are tough." And I said, "I'm tough?" She said, "Yes, you are tough. And because you're tough, you raised me to be tough. And then people ask me for advice, and now they're tough. People need people like you, Mom."
Mm.
People need you.
Yeah.
So I was like, really? She's like, yeah. So my daughter absolutely loves it. And she gives me the strength to do a lot of different stuff. My little Howard baby, she's in college, but yeah.
Mm. Oh,
Congratulations.
Howard.
Nice.
Wow. Well, we are I know for me in expectation of what's to come. I know that there's greater that's going to be coming from this as we expand and work together. So, those that are watching, Morgan and I have been so blessed not only to host the show, but also to be a part of the board to help with some of the decision making and what's going on and help with the discussion on expansion and other things that we want to do, which we don't take lightly. It's a lot, and it's good because it is doing what Peach wants it to do to impact so many people. That's why we're working. When we say scan this QR code or share this out, we're not just saying that just to get more viewers or more subscribers. We're saying that because there are people, male and female, that need what content we're putting on this show. It's not just for women. If y'all see that, it's not just for
Right.
women. It's not just for females. There's a lot of information that could help everybody. And so, yes, we are highlighting female entrepreneurs, but their stories and their lives and the things that they've been through is key and integral to them growing or getting to that next level or getting an answer to a question that they've had. So, Peach has allowed her creativity and the strength that was placed in her and cultivated growing up to now put that out there for someone else. And I'm appreciative because I know a lot of people have been helped. And I'm hoping after today, more and more people subscribe and get this. Y'all need to share. If you don't share anything else, you need to share this particular one out because
Yes.
this gives you the answer to why we're doing what we're doing because we have Peach herself telling us why and what she wanted to do, which should really get to people's heart and say,
Exactly.
okay, you know what? She's doing this for the right thing. Yeah.
Yes. Can we get to the heart of I Am Me Inc. for a minute? Because I know you said that education um, is, key and a very important role to what you are trying to do with allies as well as, I guess, just general public, because everyone needs to be educated so
Mm.
that, they can deal with others that are in this world. We're not in it by by ourselves. So what exactly is the goal of education, and what you would like to do as far as building allies with the LGBTQ plus community?
I could talk about IME all day, but we're not going to talk about IME all day. Okay. So basically with IME, you want to know what exactly it does and where's the angle of it.
Hmm.
Created because we're living in a time social media has you believe in, you have that one gay friend, then you are phenomenal. You aren't homophobic, you know. Oh, I'm great. I don't have an issue. IME says if you're not assisting, if you're not straightening people out, if you're not eliminating erasure, then you're not an ally. Having a gay friend doesn't make you an ally. Being
Mm.
able to defend that gay friend makes you an ally. Speaking up in spaces where LGBT person isn't makes you an ally. Educating yourself about the community and being aware makes you an ally. It shows that you have some form of dedication where you care enough. When I say erasure, and I know it sounds probably crazy to the average person watching, you watch TV, you watch General Hospital, whatever. It was a time where you saw them doing all kinds of crazy stuff and you just saw heterosexual people. You didn't see any LGBT people. That's erasure.
Mm.
in the school system when you was taking health ed and you discuss, just generals of, the stuff about sex, and you didn't hear the piece about safe sex for lesbians or gay men. I think that could have impacted the AIDS epidemic. That's
Mm.
erasure. So that's what I and me basically does. We're saying support. Let's change the world. The world is not just this one dynamic. It's not heterosexual. It's homosexual. It's asexual. So I hope I explained it. I mean, it's just so many scenarios I could give you. But if you're watching, please take the time. If you don't know anything about LGBTQ, even if you are LGBTQ and you have no clue about what it means to be trans, what it means to be intersex, what it means to be queer, and any of the other letters, please reach out to us. We have Zooms where we can actually put you in a space to speak with that particular letter and learn.
Mm.
So that's what IME does in addition to our outings, in addition to festivals we have a yearly thing called a me seminar where you can actually sit and ask a panel of people from the rainbow questions. So that's in a nutshell what IME does.
And how are those events? Do you get a lot of support, a lot of participation and attendance with those? With some, I'm sure there have been some really great questions that have been posed to the panelists, but do you have you seen it increasing as the years go by?
Yes, I've seen a lot of increase, and I've seen a lot of support from politicians
Mm.
because they really want to know.
Hmm.
You get tired of being in the dark.
Yeah. And so education and understanding helps you to be able to create the right laws or acts or things to put in place that will be supportive if you really understand what is needed and what's going on. I've never been in, and you're right, we growing up, we weren't taught anything like that
Nothing.
growing up. So to see it and then see it become that much more on TV and out in public and everything at first for me and how I was raised, I'm like, clutching my
Mhm.
pearls, like, oh my God. But because that we were raised like, no, 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 that's you don't do that at all, instead of educating, because there are differences. We all are different. We all look at things a different way. And I have great respect. I'm one of those that I'm not ashamed to say I know absolutely nothing. I know nothing. But I'm one of those that I'm very inquisitive and I like to ask questions. And sometimes I want to ask questions, but I'm ashamed or scared to because I don't want to be offensive and I don't know what is offensive. So it's like, okay, maybe I won't ask that. I'll just try to see if something comes along and gives me that answer. But I want to know so I can be I don't know. So I will know. So I can be respectful and do what I'm supposed do what I
Uh-huh.
am supposed to do. You see what I'm saying with that? Because I don't want to follow, and I did that. So transparent moment. When I was married before, we had a church in Arizona. So we had a lesbian couple that were in our church, and it was right before they had made it legal for you to get married, and they had been together for a while. So they wanted to do things in the church. Well, because of the way that I was raised, I'm like, ooh, no. And how I handled them, I didn't handle them well, which once I got a little more understanding, I had to go back to them and apologize because I'm like, look, I went based on how I was raised. I'm not saying it was right, but what I am saying is it wasn't handled well. So I had to apologize to them for that. and now I look at things a little differently, or handle things differently. It's like a totally different mindset. Um, but understanding is very key. You got to have some understanding. You got to meet people where they are. You can't force them to be one way or the other. You have to understand where they are. And I think a lot more people would get along, or this we would flow a little bit better if we did get to that point. That's just my take on it.
Yeah.
You know,
I
that's
think that I think that religion has segregated a lot of things, whether
yeah,
it's race, and definitely when it comes to sexual orientation, if for no other reason, it makes you us and them.
yeah,
And the reality is Jesus didn't us and them.
yeah,
Jesus sat at the same table with folks that he was condemning and saying, guess what? I don't, robbing and stealing ain't right. Being a thief ain't right. But he sat down at the table with them.
hmm,
He sat down at the table with people who slandered him. He
yeah,
sat down with people, you know what I mean? And so at this point in time, it's like for us to try to walk around like we are now God and we are the judge and jury rather than allowing him to do that. Our job is to be able to show love. Our
yeah,
job is to, love one another as he loves us. So for us to sit here and want to point a finger and be like, God doesn't love you because you didn't. No, you don't know what God is doing in that life.
yeah,
And for you to be sitting here trying to condemn someone else based upon what you think that your understanding of God is what puts people in a space. I think that's one of my biggest issues about how people drive others away from God. And even church, you know what I mean? Church is a proverbial thing. Like, yes, it says don't forsake the assembly of believers, but at the end of the day, like, you need to be around like-minded people. And
hmm,
I don't think, I know as a person, I wouldn't want to be in a space where I felt like I wasn't accepted, or I
hmm,
didn't belong, or every time someone said something, they were condemning who I was. Imagine going to a church and every time you turn around, somebody was talking about how being black was a stain and how, you know what I mean? That you're gonna feel some type of way at some point in time. And I don't believe at all that that's what God intended.
and
Um,
then these same people condemning, they don't look at themselves. Like, you're condemning someone else, but what have you done that may have not been exposed or people don't know about, or they may know, but you like, oh, that's not what it is. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, but I'm appreciative that you put that space for them, for this to take
I
place.
I just have one thing to say about that whole God situation. I love history. I study history. I've studied biblical history. I've studied all religions, right? I'm just going to say this to anyone that is homophobic, transphobic. Have you ever read the God edition of the Bible? You would think if all of these things that we believe is so concrete and how amazing God is, God made a mountain, a river for you to visibly see. What was stopping God from making a gold Bible with his or her personal signature on it saying that you shouldn't be gay?
Mm,
So, what you're reading
mm,
is someone else's edition of the way they want the world to be.
mm,
Go past that research, and I'm sure you'll find that the things that you believe stem from something so much deeper. But I won't get into that because, again, like I said, I'm a jack of all trades. And we'll be here all night with that too.
yeah. And just to piggyback off that, there were, we read the Bible, and there were so many books that are supposed to be lost. And I was having a conversation with someone about this, like, well, why weren't they included? What don't they want us to know? No, we don't. What's in there? Like, why is that? So yeah,
Yeah, you leave
we'll
that
let that
alone.
rest. We'll let
Yeah.
that one rest.
Anytime you read something that said addition, you reading someone else's thought. So
Mhm.
And if you like King James, unfortunately, I just research it. You're reading a man that might be gay. So have a great time with it.
Do your research. Do your research.
That part.
Do your research. Okay, so let you got a question, Morgan? Go ahead.
No, but I bet you $10 we about to say the same thing.
I don't know, but where do you see House of Peach going? What direction are you wanting to see further on?
Right
See,
now
that
we're
was a
in the
direction.
okay. Right now we're in the building stage. Just building up our connections with female entrepreneurs. The next stage is the resource stage. And I'm not going to get into depth what that looks like because then that's just giving away the total business plan as to where we're going. But
Right,
it's the
that's just for
resource
us.
stage.
Yeah,
That's for us to discuss.
insider info.
I want there to be, and I see greater expansion, greater reach, greater pull from different areas. As more and more people share the broadcast out and discuss it, and it's advertised and events take place. There's a lot of things that I think about, and I won't say on a daily basis, but it gets my wheels turning. Like, okay, maybe House of Peach could do this. Maybe we could do that. So those are the things that bring to our meetings to discuss, so people will know and see more. I mean, we get great feedback from the shows on Tuesday, but there's so much more that can be done. And I know you have a laundry list of things that you would like to see. And Morgan and I are going to be working to implement all of that stuff.
Exactly.
Well,
One of those things being what we've got coming up on the 7th. So can you explain to folks exactly what we're going to be doing on the 7th? Kind of give them, a little bit of expectation because, we have touched on it, each episode, excited about being able to, finally meet each other all at one time. But then at the same time, we want to be able to give people an idea of what we would like them to come out and be a part of.
Okay. So on October 7th is basically for business owners. If you aren't one, that's fine. You can attend. It's more or less introducing HOP, our initiatives, our mission, and then do some speed networking. Similar to speed dating, but you're speed networking. Don't worry about bringing paper. I'll have all that, pencils, and hopefully you walk out there and you have met someone that empowered you, gave you some additional resources, ideas, strategies, and you can, improve your business or start your business. So that's what you can expect. Now, I do want to share a vision. People love visions on this show. I watch the show. I'm a fan of the show. For the resource section of it, I have always been a stickler about and I don't know how you guys feel about it. I've always been a stickler about the way the welfare system is designed and how people are on this wheel. I just see them riding the wheel. I see HOP there saying, hey, yes, that's a great resource, but this is a temporary. Come over here and let us show you how to build your dream. We don't want your dream to die.
Yeah.
That's how I see HOP.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Absolutely.
I remember a time where I was getting assistance, and my goal was to utilize it for a temporary time because I wanted to be able to take care of my family and excel myself and do the things that I needed to do to where I don't stay stuck in that, because I just did not want to stay there. And I worked my butt off. And that very first time that I was able to get off and now carry insurance for my family and buy groceries myself for my family out of money that I work for, I knew that just gave me the drive to work harder to maintain that, because I knew then, okay, I need to use this now and I felt horrible. Like, I can't even believe I'm at this place, but this is what I need right now and I had a goal and I work hard for that. So that is key to let people know. Use this temporarily, but you always want something for yourself. You can do so much greater for yourself than using this because it's so limiting. Because if you are getting food stamps, they're only going to give you a certain amount. But if you own your own business, then you're making the money. You can get however many groceries you want whenever you want. You're not limited to this month. I can only get this much this month, and then it runs out, and I gotta wait, or half the month and I still got the other half. Whereas I own a business, I'm doing all these great things for my family, myself, and I could just go as I need to, and that's how it is. It's a mindset that people have to get out of, thinking that this is how it has to be forever. No, you can do so much greater. And a lot of people on there, they're so creative and they have so many ideas and so many things that they can do. They just don't have the direction on how to do it so they can get to that point.
Well,
So,
that's the kind of the purpose of it. You know what I mean? The system is meant for you to stay in a state of survival versus actually living.
yeah.
And when you look at, even the projects are pretty much built off of, a French prison theory, which
Yeah.
allows you to literally just stay there and never be able to move based upon just how you are stacked on top of each other. So when when you look at these kind of things, they need an us to be
Mhm.
able to encourage and to say, yes, we were here. Yes, I was on welfare. Yes, I did need assistance. Yes, I took on purchase of care. But this is what it looks like on the other side.
Yeah.
And to be able to share. And I think that that's what I love so much about this series is we haven't had anybody that is stingy with
Mhm.
what they're doing, how they got there, how to get to the next place. And then on top of that, here, let me help you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just us going, hey, I know someone who can, but it is other people. Like we being able to connect all of our different guests together
Mhm.
and well, you know what, this one over here has got this and this one over here has got that, or hey, I can be able to help you with that. Even Frederica yesterday, this is what you're planning on doing, I got some insight on that juice that you want, let me put that in your inbox real quick, this way you can win.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
that's I think that's the gem of it
Well,
all.
I have a quick tip. Everybody always leave a nice quick tip on the show
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
Mic drop
juice and
moment.
all of that stuff. And I'll just be like, "Ooh, a quick tip." Maybe you should add that to Hop the series. Quick tip, what we looked at, things that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
But my
Mhm.
quick tip from my life, quick tip, ladies that's watching, especially around this time, tax season. I'm going to start off by saying again, I came from Newark, New Jersey. I lived in the slums. I live in a $500,000 house. I'm going to tell you a quick tip. I took my taxes, paid off my credit, and was able to get in my house. That's a quick
Mm.
tip. A lot of women realistically take their taxes, buy hair, cars, shoes. Take that 10 grand, pay your credit off.
Mm.
Get the credit you need to get you a home, get the credit you need, and you can buy that hair too. Quick tip.
Right.
So these are some
Quick
quick
Look, I
tips.
tips.
just want a wall like the one you got behind you. I'm over here
Yeah.
like, did you do that?
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
looking at that wall like, wow, that's pretty
Yes.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So I've been seeing comments, at least on my page, and Charla, way back when you were talking about your kids, she said, awesome, kids see the truth and blessed. Elite said that we were talking about the welfare system. She said it should only be a stepping stone, and it is a mindset. So, and she agreed with something Morgan said, but I don't even know what that was. She said, yes, it is, Morgan. So, wow. Oh my goodness. What else? What else do you want to share with us, Peach?
I don't know. I'm trying to think what else could I impart because I'm just like a walking resource, and even on my regular 9 to 5, I'm a nurse by day. I'm even in those homes giving those ladies my listen,
Mhm.
Love it.
take your taxes and do this. Let me tell you how to get this house. Work a little bit harder for 2 years, and then give them your W-2s and stuff, and you can get in this house. I'm always
Mm,
trying to tell people, it's
right.
again, like I told you, my grandfather. The only difference between me, you, Donald Trump is the information that they. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Hmm.
If you got it, share it about.
Yeah.
So I really
Yeah.
Well,
add the quick
where do
tips.
you come in with boundaries?
Huh?
Because I said, where do you come in with boundaries? Because people take. And I know, I'm sure a lot of people with the giving person that you are will just, of course, just take whatever you've got. But where and how do you set a boundary where you're not being taken advantage of or giving more than you would like to or willing to?
My boundaries are vocal. I give it to you. You come back. Listen, I gave you what I can give you. You need to work on that
Mm,
first. I'm very vocal. If I feel
yeah.
like that I'm giving too much, I'll tell you, nope, nope, nope. Okay, I can't assist you any longer, and I'll even direct you to some resources. Read this, read that, do this, go on YouTube and watch this, and I guess that would be how I set up my boundaries. Oh,
Because if they would do that, if they would do the things that you've already given them to do, you would see some sign of improvement in their lives to know, okay, they're taking the information, the valuable information that I'm giving them, and they're putting it to use. So then it will make you a little bit more willing to say, okay, here should be the next step. Or you may not even have to do that. So for
mm-mm.
those that keep coming back, they're not doing the first work. They're not
No,
doing the
they
first
want
thing.
you
So
to do it. A lot of people like
yeah.
that want you to do it. Most people, when you give them enough information, they're so excited that they take the initiative to do it themselves. That's how you know the
Mhm.
difference. So if you keep
Yeah.
Mm.
coming back, I'm not wasting my time. I already done figured out this. You want me to do it? No, I'm not. I'm on my
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah. That's like people coming to me who, and I pray for anybody that wants me to pray about a certain thing. But if you're coming to me constantly to pray for you about the same thing when I've already given you what you need to do or what direction you need to go in, and you're yet coming to me about the same thing, it's like you don't listen. You don't want to listen. So, okay, I'm going to pray, but move right along. That's going to be a quick, fast, and Lord bless them and do whatever they need to do. And I'm not going to go into my sackcloth and ashes and praying for you because
Right.
I've been doing this repeatedly and you're still coming about the same thing. Like, am I the only one praying here? Are you not praying too?
I
Faith
So,
without
stopped
works is
that.
dead.
I been stopped praying for people. When people say pray for me, I tell them come here, and they say what? God done gave you everything you needed to be, everything you were supposed to have when He put you here. You already got what
mm,
you need. So why am I praying for you?
wow.
Why am I praying for you? You already got it.
Mm, look at that.
You just want me to
It's that
keep
belief
talking. Yeah.
system.
Exactly. Because what you
That
should be
belief.
looking to do is to get a confirmation from somebody else. Your confirmation comes from God. So if
Yeah.
you are
Mhm.
seeking answers from someone else versus the one who can actually give you answers, yeah, I feel you. That's hot air and a waste of your time.
Yep.
Yeah. I was reading in a book where I think it's and this is not to promote her book or anything, but Cora Jakes, she has Ferocious Warrior is the book that I'm reading. And one of the parts in the book, she said that people would come for her to pray and she had become their God, so to say, because they were constantly coming to her instead of going to him, going to the one that created you. Like you keep coming to me. So she had to remove herself so they could now be forced to go in that direction. So yeah, okay, I've given you the information that you need. Now take it and run with it. I'm that person. Give me what I need. Because when I was in surgical tech school, teach me what I need to know, and I got the rest. And I did. I went to clinical, I did it. I got jobs, I did it. I started teaching, I did it. Like, you gave me what I needed, now let me run with it. So then if I come back, it's to fine tune or tweak something that may have come up that I may not really understand what to do with. But other than that, I got this. You show me the way, I got it. I'm going. So wow. Well, Morgan.
I was like, well, if we didn't just talk about the difference between the entrepreneur and just an employee in general, because the employees are typically the ones that continue to come back. Entrepreneurs have a spirit of those that you can be able to, like you said, drop some information. Here's the direction you should be going, and then they take it and they run with it. You know, so if you've got and honestly, I feel like be honest. Like you said, I am me. Be yourself. If this is not what your plight is, that's fine. There are plenty of entrepreneurs who need employees, so it's not like you're not valued. But don't try and bite off and be something that you're not. And waste time and others.
I agree. You can't actually tell the difference between an entrepreneur and an employee. The employee is always seeking that, like you said, that validation. They always looking for the next step. An entrepreneur creates the steps. So when I meet people and I'm talking about these ideas and I'm saying, hey, you want to, get involved. If they say to me, if you guys, for instance, said to me every week, well, what should we be doing? But then I'm like, okay, well, this can't work because you can't function. You can't get this this show going. You have to have an entrepreneurial spirit. If I'm telling you every week what the topic should be, who you should have
do the show
on,
yourself.
Yes. But see, y'all are entrepreneurs. I don't have to do. I could turn it over. Here's the idea. Make it your own.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs will make it their own. Employees.
You literally said that. Make this your own. This is your baby. Do what you want. I was like, oh, really?
Exactly. And I've always been sitting over here like worried about, okay, well, there was already something that was kind of set. So, maybe this is the template and apparently we are setting the template. It's on and popping now for real, Peach. Like, I'm going to just let you know. Open up a whole bag between the two of us.
Oh, yeah. Morgan, you and I are going to have to up our conversation days. We're gonna have to
exactly. I can't talk to you once a week now, April, okay? Like,
not with this newfound knowledge that we have. We got we got to make sure.
I am so sorry that I didn't make it clear that, you guys are the show.
No, don't be sorry. Look, all you did was just put an extra burner on underneath the two of us. So you good.
Absolutely. I like it this way because it's that level of excitement and shock that everybody gets to see, like, oh, wow, they didn't know. And we just roll.
Exactly. Corey's over here calling us trendsetters. Yeah, yes, I will take it.
I will take that. Well, so is there anything else? We know about I am me, and I love that because I am me just means so much. Like, I am who I am. And for those that have, and it can be for, the LGBT group or anybody who had low self-esteem, who never thought much of themselves, and then they do the work on themselves to get to that point to where they love who they are and where they are. And it's like, I am me. This is who I am. You can like it or lump it, but I love me. I like me. I am me. And there is no other me like me. So I love that because that just really resonates for me, one who was on that other end who thought all negative stuff about herself, and now all positive stuff about myself. And it's like I am me. I can walk around saying
Yes, I love it. I love it.
love that. I love it. Well, I will say that I am very happy that you were able and willing to come on with us tonight and give some insight more into you. And it seems like every time we have conversation, I learned something else new about you, which makes me that much more excited to meet you in a couple of weeks
Yes.
and to be around you and to do more. I honestly feel like our event on October 7th is going to be the catalyst for more. Um, Once we see how this goes, I just really feel that, and it just gets my gears turning. It gets me that much more excited to come and be a part of what we're going to do on for that event and how it's going to open up so much. I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm glad you were able to come on.
Yes.
I am.
Thank you for pulling back
I
the
am
curtain,
excited
oh
to
great
be
wizard.
I hope everyone enjoyed what I had to say, or at least take away something. Take away from my life. Take away from the knowledge I was given.
Yeah.
You know,
So this
use
may
it.
be one of the few times that you get to see Peach because she's always behind the scenes. When the show starts, it's Peach. When we come on, it's Peach. When the guests come on, it's Peach. When you see stuff coming on the screen, that's all Peach. So she is behind the scenes running everything for us, making sure audio as well, video as well. And she, if I come on, I'm usually on first, and I'm like, can you hear me and see me? And then if I get nothing, then I have to type it in the chat. It's like I can't hear it. Then I have to find another way to get on. So sometimes we work out our little technical difficulty kinks in the beginning before we get started. It's always something, but it's fun.
Imagine if I wouldn't at 12 years old learned how to use the computer. I wouldn't know
Wow.
how to do all this.
Yeah. You do it well. You do it well.
Exactly. I was
Yeah.
like, you definitely are not the master of none. You are a master of all of the trades that you have jacked. Okay. Just so you know. I'm like, listen, is there anything, like you said, is there anything that you don't do?
Right.
Yeah, what don't I do? Oh my God. I don't know. Ooh, I know one thing. I didn't say, how my significant other plays a major part in everything I do.
Okay.
She's
Yeah.
a support system, Smack. She's been on the show. Yeah, she's a major part. She is phenomenal, and she is, I can't say because I'm always strong. I'll say I can't say she my backbone. I can say that she's the one, my cheerleader. She's my cheerleader. Any and everything that I want to try and do, she's there. And even if it's too much, she like, yeah, I'll be there, but I think you're doing too much now. Stop.
Sounds like Smack.
Very much so.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things, but we're not doing that. We can't save the world. We can't save every marginalized community. Let's stick with the women. Let's stick with the LGBT and stay there. Just stay there, because she always says, with your heart, you'll try to save everybody. You'll have everybody in this house. You'll be trying to create another business. You'll be out there. Like, again, you like these walls. I can put together a whole party. I'll be somewhere putting together someone's party because they couldn't afford to do it. And she'll stop overextending yourself. You can't save everybody.
Yeah. So then your partner is a part of your boundary as well, then.
Yes.
She is.
She keeps you rooted. She keeps you, she helps you not just fly away with every single thing that that comes to your mind. Like, oh, I can do this. No, we're not. No.
Yes, you're not doing that. No.
Wow. Well, we want to thank you so much for coming on and being with us. Time has passed us by yet again and moved right along, but we have learned even more on tonight
Yes.
from the creator extraordinaire, here's Peach McCoy, who started House of Peach and just brought us in. And we have enjoyed every minute of
Yes.
it. So we have more to know about her and her background and how she was raised, which really helps me to understand why you do what you do, because you had that family support, and that is so good. And that you didn't stop, you kept going. And I'm appreciative. And I'm appreciative of being a part of House of Peach and being on the board and everything that we're getting ready to do. I think it's what you're doing is great. What we're doing, I'm going to say we because we're doing it together. What we are doing is great, and the lives that have been touched. So, those of you that have not subscribed to the page, to the channel, we're on YouTube, you have Facebook page, everything, please do so you can keep up with events, because you never know, and I'm going to say this, you never know when something from House of Peach or I Am Me is coming to your city. It may be in one location now, but it won't be too much longer that we'll have these events all over the United States. So you want to stay in contact with us and connected with us, because you just don't know where the next major event will be, and you want to be a part of that. You want to be supportive. I would want you to be supportive. Morgan would want you to be supportive, and definitely Peach
Yes.
would want you to be supportive.
Yes. This is our era of travel and expansion on so many levels. You know, we might be, like you said, specifically in one area, but what we're doing all individually and collectively is meant for the masses. And so, you know, I'm super excited to see where this is going, and I know I'm ready.
Yeah. You know, maybe think about like all of the events that you're doing, all the traveling that I'm doing and going to different workshops and conferences and things. We're not just going there just to be going. There are things that we're supposed to be picking up from there that's going to come and translate into House of Peach. So we need to, you and I need to make sure we are watching and a lot mindful of that. So we will pick those things up. I'm just sitting here and just things are just coming. I'm like, oh God, no, I just want to be able to go to sleep tonight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I just picked up 2 remote doula clients recently. So I was like, I've got one in Washington State and one in Alabama. So
whoa, Washington State, like over on the other side, over my way? Really?
Wow.
yeah. So when I say we have no idea what's about to come from this,
Oh,
why you were hopping from place to place right now, why I'm going to
yeah.
different, we have no idea. But I know that great is coming for all of this. And I'm like, when I say super excited, I'm super excited, because I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so what am I really going here for? Like, I know there's a baby involved, but what am I really going here for? So
Yeah, yeah,
like,
that's
stay
it. Like,
tuned to be ready, because this is where these ideas come from. This is
yeah,
where we're going to be bringing, you know, this show and other opportunities to another level. And we have been talking about wanting to have international and, you know, a greater reach domestically as far as our guests are concerned. So
yeah,
I'm with it.
yeah,
I'm with
this
it.
is gonna be good. I'm
Tell your
excited.
fear for travel.
Yeah, don't be afraid. Get on that airplane. Get that passport together.
Yes.
Get that passport. You never know when the opportunity is going to come for you to go out of the country. You want to be ready. So, yeah. All right, y'all. We're going to get off here before we get on another topic, and then we're talking another 45 minutes. You know, we want to be mindful of your time. But next Tuesday evening at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will come back with He Said, She Said panel. If you are interested in being a panelist, you are welcome to do so. You need to either reach out to Morgan or myself and let us know. when we develop this topic, because Morgan's going to tell me either today or tomorrow, we will put it out there. And then when it's time, we will make sure you get the link so you can join us and you can join the discussion, put your thoughts and opinions in. There's no judgment. This is open forum. There's no format. We just want to discuss, and we want to see it from the male and the female perspective, and we all learn. And we've been learning. That's what we've been doing, learning and connecting and growing. So thank you again, Peach. It was so lovely to have you on. I can't wait to see you. I will be in on October the 6th.
Okay.
So I'll come in the day before. So yeah,
Nice.
we're gonna have a party at Peach's house.
Most definitely. Look, I don't already praise that baby to come early, okay?
We're going to Peach's house to party. So we'll see you guys on next Tuesday at the same time. Join us, share this out, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff so you'll keep up with us. So until next week, we will see you. Have a phenomenal rest of your week.
Bye.
See you.
Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, more juicy. Coming up.